Tim, it's Bree, obviously. Like I said, I'm going to quickly go through your website, do an audit, show you some things that we do. I'm also going to touch on the Tree website as well. So I wanted to first start by going through your website. I really like this video. It's nice to see that you guys use tarps and you do a good job tarping. If I was a homeowner, that would be assuring. I see you guys are strapped on as well, that everyone looks safe. It looks like it's clean, do a good work. So I really like this video here. Moving on, we can see what you do right away. Quality roofing, dumpster rentals. So you rent dumpsters and 24-hour emergency services. That's awesome. Roofing experts, some informational videos, some pictures, reviews, perfect. It has a lot of the main things that you need on your website. One major thing that I'm noticing here is there's not a whole lot of content on here, and that's an issue for two reasons. The first reason being is that Google likes to see about a minimum of 1,500 words on a homepage. They have crawlers that come through that read the content. They're trying to figure out what areas you serve, what services you offer, and the more content you have, the more you look like an expert in their eyes. In addition to that, within the content, you want to have keywords. So, for example, people would search something like CT Roofing Company or CT Roofing. That's something you want to have in your website, because if this said CT Roofing, and that's what someone was searching, and you had it all over your website, you'd be really relevant, and therefore you would be showing up higher for those keywords. So there's not nearly enough content on here, and I don't see any keywords within the content, so those are both pretty big issues. Now, if we did a Google search for CT Roofing, these guys are running Google guaranteed ads, and these are just regular ads. These are really good to utilize while you're working on ranking. So while you're farther down than the top 3 or not even on the first page like right now, running these Google ads are really good so that people will find you. We have an awesome campaign for roofing, so if that's something you would like to talk about, I would be more than happy to go over that with you for Google Ads. And this is called the Map Hack. So the top 3 listed here are the ones that receive a lot of the work because they're super easy to find and they're listed right away. In order to get yourself into these, you want to fill out your profile as much as possible, and then you want to put yourself into as many relevant directories like Yelp, Yellow Pages, etc. as possible. The websites listed below, these are called the organics, and the same thing applies. You'd want to be on that front page and ideally within the top 3 so that people find you. Let's take a look at this first website here, Best Connecticut Roofing. So we can see it's an okay website. Emergency roofing, residential, commercial, so it shows their services right off the bat. I really don't like how it doesn't line up here. That would drive me nuts. Same thing. I really don't like the design of this website. And they've got some text on here, although they don't have a whole lot. So let me show you why they are ranking. This is a paid program I use to research websites called Ahrefs. I went ahead and put their URL in here so we can see what you're up against. The second thing I want to go over is UR and DR ratings. These ratings are really important for where you fall within the search results. A UR rating is essentially a trust rating, and a DR rating is essentially a power rating, and these are both in Google's eyes. The way to raise these is generally through backlinks, and all this is a shout out from another website. So there's 39 other websites that have a button that will bring you to Best Connecticut Roofing. The last thing I want to touch on is organic keywords. Now this is the most important part. These are the keywords that you want to use within the content that I was talking about before. For example, CT Roofing. There's approximately 300 people who Google this per month. Roofer CT. There's approximately 450 people who Google this per month. Roofing CT, approximately 80. Roofing contractor CT, 150. Roofers in CT, I could keep going. But you can see that there is a crazy amount search volume in Connecticut for roofers, especially when you start to break it down by towns, and residential versus commercial, et cetera, types of roofs, whatever. There's a lot, roof repair, there's a lot of search volume for this stuff. So it's a really good niche to be in. If we look at your website's ratings, they are all messed up because you have GoDaddy within your URL. When it's .godaddysite.com, my program gets really confused and it looks at the power of GoDaddy itself. That's why your DR is 85 and this is pretty high. They're more likely 0 and 0. And you can tell because there's barely any backlinks. You have 2 keywords, right? So you can just ignore these. Within those 2 keywords, we have Arizona Construction CT and AZ Construction CT, which is good. It does show there's some search volume, which, hey, that's awesome. However, position 4 roughly and position 10, so at least you're on the front page, but most likely you're not in first place. And you for sure will not be showing up for all of those CT roofing keywords. I wanted to quickly go over tree service as well. We got some ads, some more ads, a map pack. And so Eric's tree service is the one that's first. I really don't like his website either, but it is ranking well. So we can see the UR and DR is pretty good, got a lot of backlinks. And the keywords, there's a lot of good keywords as well. The tree service in Bristol alone, there's 100 people a month. Connecticut, 250. Hartford, 50. Tree services, tree removal for Hartford, tree trimming, New London. And so this will break up by town as well, tree service in CT. It all depends on what areas you serve and what types of services you want to go after. But just so you know, there is quite a bit of work in Connecticut for tree service as well. So it's very important, especially for the roofing company, for those keywords, you're really going to want to show up at the top. The more people that find you, they go to your site, the more people that will call you, and that's going to translate into more landed customers. I hope that this was helpful. I look forward to seeing you sometime next week, and we'll talk soon.